Actually, I've never heard of this term tic-tac-toe method, so I Wikipedia searched it, and I think I understand it now, so I will use the Wikipedia example. So it's cosine multiplied by x cubed. So remember, the one you treat as u is not the one that's the first function here. It's the one which differentiates to 0. So if you look at these two functions, x cubed would differentiate to 0 after 4 times. So you treat this as u, and you differentiate 4 times, and you integrate the other function 4 times. So after you have this, you basically sum them up. You have the alternating sum. So you add the first one, subtract the second one, add the third one, subtract the fourth one, and so on. And when you want to write the function down, you have the original function, and then you subtract the second level, you add the third level, and then you subtract the fourth level. So if you write these things down and add c at the end, then you can get the whole integral. And for 3 different functions, you cannot actually do a table, I think. So what you should do is you break 3 functions into 2 parts. So one with 1 function and the other with 2 functions together, and you do integration by parts twice. So for example, if you have something like this, which is very complicated, x, ex, and sine x. So x is the one that differentiates to 0. So let's treat this as u, and the other one as dv. So a way to remember this integration by parts, I think you probably know this as well, is integrating u dv is uv minus integrating v du. So if you have this formula, then when you integrate this, you have, this is u, this thing inside is dv, so the whole thing is v, and here we want du, and du is 1 because x is, the derivative of x is just 1, so it's basically integrating 1 multiplied by, this is v again. But now we want to integrate this v thing, so what you do is you use another integration by parts. So we treat e to the x as u and sine x as dv, and we do the same. So again, uv minus v du. So then we simplify it. But when we simplify it, we find that this small thing is hard to integrate again. So we treat ex as u again, and this whole thing as dv. So if we repeat this process, so the first thing will stay the same, and the second thing, when you integrate this, you do integration by parts again. So uv minus v du. So after you have this, you notice that the function here and the function here are exactly the same. So if you move this function to the left-hand side, so if you move this to here, it's basically 2 times the same thing. So the end result will be this function is equal to this thing in the middle divided by 2. So if you simplify it, you get this integral as this simplified thing. So after you have this, then you go back to the original problem, which is there are 3 terms. You get the first term, the second term is still an integral, so you basically integrate again. But this integration, again, is very similar to the one before, so you integrate with respect to e first, and then do it again, so you can get the same thing on the left and right hand side, and then you basically do exactly the same thing. You will expand this to another, I think, another 2 terms, so the sum is the sum of 3 terms.